Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yes, I binged the hell out of that show, Keith. When it came on, I loved it. I loved episode 1. Easy watch. Really, really easy watch. Donald Glover, fantastic. Love him.
He's great. I've not finished it yet, just I guess because I've been bouncing about a lot of different things. But the episodes I've seen, I have really enjoyed. And the leads are fantastic. I think it's refreshing and it is quite different from the movie.
Yes.
And they have great chemistry. I like that they're a lot more grounded and they actually screw up quite a lot. It sort of makes them quite endearing, I think.
It does. I think they're so endearing and they have this awkwardness about them and in their relationship. And it contributes to that. And they just really work together. And I loved the way that they ended season 1. So I'm curious to hear what you think when you get to it.
Okay, I'll let you know, but I'm definitely enjoying it. And it's a nice little flip of the gender roles as well, I think, with them playing against types in a way. You've got some great guest stars. And from the ones I've seen, I really enjoyed the episode where they came up against the other Mr. and Mrs. Smith. That was a fun episode.
Oh, it really was. And it, kind of circles back a little bit later on to that. And Maya Erskine, I just think does such a great job. And like you said, the chemistry between her, and Glover is just fantastic.
It's right there.
Yeah.
And
so good.
Yeah, I'd never seen her in anything before. So this was a real breakout for me. I don't think I've seen her in anything.
She was in Pen 15 on Hulu, which is a little bit of a satire, maybe not satire, it's a comedy. She plays a very awkward character in that as well. And so I think this was a great transition for her into a bigger role, bigger show, and it worked. I heard they initially had cast somebody else in that role. And for some reason, something didn't work out between her and Glover, or there was some kind of issue. So they ended up recasting Maya Erskine in that role. So she was not the initial actor intended to play Mrs. Smith.
I heard this story. Was that Phoebe Waller-Bridge originally?
I believe so, yes. I believe so. Yeah, there was some sort of drama or something. So
I mean, I like her a lot. She was great in the last Indiana Jones film. But I mean, it's so funny. I mean, now seeing this actress in it, I probably can't imagine anyone else playing it. So I'm glad it went in the direction it went in.
No, I think the casting was just really on point for Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And it's been a long time since I've seen the movie, but I don't remember loving it. It was okay. It was more what was happening with Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt at the time, I think, that was compelling. So I think they did a really great job. Not all shows can be adapted from a movie and really carry it out and do it well, but this is an example of it done very well.
Well, I was going to mention quickly, I did watch the movie this month, so
how do you compare from a fresh watch?
First time.
Your first time?
Yeah, I never got around to watching it before.
All right. Well, what's your take then? I mean, you've got a very fresh take. What's your thought on the movie versus the show? And
I'll say I enjoyed the movie. Like, I probably went in not expecting to, but I did enjoy it more than I thought. It's very slick, very stylish. There's some fun humor in it, and I think it was sort of a coming out thing for Angelina Jolie as an action star, because I don't think she'd really done action before. And it's definitely one of her niches. She's very good at action. So I think she's really great in that film. Because in a way, Brad Pitt, I think, just played a version of himself. Whereas I think for Angelina Jolie, this was more. She was doing something a bit outside her comfort zone at the time. So it was an enjoyable film. Like it obviously wasn't like an amazing film, but it was definitely a fun watch. And probably at the moment, the TV show is on course to be better than the movie, and that's obviously quite rare. You say that it's a credit to the show that they made it different from the movie. And that's something you have to do, otherwise it just feels pointless sort of doing it. Yeah.
It's too redundant.
most deadly assassins. Their identities are a secret, even from each other.
So how's work?
We had a little trouble with the commission. So how's Lana?
What, are you looking for a job or something? You are the job. Had a few problems ourselves. Did you do something new?
I added peas.
Ah, peas. I love my wife, but there are times.
There's this huge space between us, and it just keeps filling up with everything that we don't say to each other.
What do you think she learned to shoot like that?
Looks like it's government or something.
You've just been identified by a competing agent. How are you going to handle it?
I'm gonna borrow this.
Yeah.
Sweetheart.
Love gets lethal.
You have an unusual problem, Jane. You obviously want me dead. And I'm less and less concerned for your well-being. So what do we do?
From the director of The Bourne Identity,
Come on, sweetheart. Come to daddy.
Who's your daddy now?
Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie,
Still alive, baby?
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
You know that you're ticking.
I'm Jay.
I'm John.
Love and happiness.
Banking card and marriage registration.
Something that can make you do
We're married.
Yeah, I guess we're married.
make you do right.
They didn't bring up that we'd be paired until the last interview.
It's an old KGB tactic. You draw less attention as a couple.
Very romantic.
What is it that you two do?
We're software engineers. Administer single dose, no casualties.
You think if the company hadn't matched you, you'd be compatible?
You're sitting underneath a shelter I made. I made this fire. I got you this fish.
Shelter, food, fire, water. No.
Maybe.
Work, life, romance. They're all part of the same project.
You said you love me.
Yeah, you did too.
We're about to die.
So you didn't mean it?
No, I do.
That's cool.
Don't do that.
Sorry.
It's just a job. It is not life and death. Do you feel better?